And you have to also take a look of the economic calendar and those kind of things before you even start trading. So I want us to go back to last week's price action to see how it started, right? So if let's say that nothing is clear on this chart for you because I wanted the chart to be bullish over here because we came to this FAG, then we close over these series of down close candles. So in this scenario, I'll be expecting price to come down and then expand, right? So you just don't trade. You want to wait for price to give you a Ttrades fractal model. That's a kind of two closure before you look to trade. Now, assuming that you don't want to use that, the other alternative that I told you is, let's say you go down to the 15 minutes time frame and you want to just mark your 9:30 opening, right? Let's say that you are confused, price is not giving you what you want to see. You mark your 9:30 opening. So 9:30 will be somewhere. Now let's allow price to move. Okay. So 9:30 manipulated upwards, right? So I told you that when the 9:30 manipulates, then you're going to the next thing you're going to target is smooth edges. But if you look at this structure over here, there is no smooth edges over here. So that means that you let this day go. There is no smooth edges over here. I told you that it is even A plus when the Asia section is part of those smooth edges. There is no smooth edges that price is going to come from.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let's move to the next day. Also using that same 9:30 opening, right? Because when I look at the price, I didn't really like the price action. So I'm just making use of, okay, let me allow this. Okay, so let's see. So if you look at this one, you can clearly see that there is some kind of smooth edges over here, right? We have this kind of equal lows over here that the market can count for now that we've gotten that 9:30 manipulation, right? And that 9:30 manipulation, you can even go, let's see, let's go to the 1 hour time to see if there is, this is 9. So you've taken liquidity over here. But on the 15 minutes, let's see what it will give us on the 15 minutes time. And let's see how we can take trades over here. Now, wait for the 9:30 manipulation. You want it to take liquidity or something like that. So let's see. Okay. And you can clearly see that we came for that smooth edges, right? Now, I think there was SMT over here. This 9:30 manipulation to the side. There was SMT over here, right? Which if I'm to use a double screen, let's see this is some kind of SMT. US 30.
Is this Tuesday?
Is it what?
What day? What
Tuesday.
day is this? Yeah.
Tuesday. Why did you get a trade on Tuesday?
Not on Tuesday, no. That
Oh,
was after I think there was I think there was news on Tuesday, wasn't there? Let me see. Yeah, so there was CPI at 8:30.
Uh, so 9:30.
I don't think that's an SMT.
Okay, that wasn't SMT. But let's look at S&P 500 and see. Let me use this one. That wasn't also SMT. Let's see the next candle. Wow. Yeah, how did it start moving? So you can clearly see that the liquidity over there was let's let's just let's just cancel this, right? And then let's mark this one. Now we've identified our smooth edges. All what we want to wait for is just for a manipulation. And then we target that smooth edges, but we've identified our smooth edges, right? So at this point, you can go to the 1 minute time frame and then wait for price to approach 9:30, because that is when you want to actually frame your trade. Oh. Whenever you identify those smooth edges, you have to also look at its correlated pair, right? And then make sure that there is no SMT. Well, if this smooth edges over here, there is SMT, then that means that price will not come to it. And you know the reason why price will not come to it, right? Because it's SMT, that means that those lows are already taken, right? So let's see this. Now you position yourself around 9:30. So let's see what 9:30 will do at this point. So immediately we close over these inversion FEG. You can position yourself, right? And then take your trade from there. You can target 2 hour or target those smooth edges. Okay, you can clearly see how price came for those smooth edges. So that would have been your entry, right? Now let's see the next day. We are just not even using bias or anything. We are just using smooth edges to show you how powerful smooth edges can be on these pairs. So let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's just mark 9 opening, 9 a.m., 9 a.m. Okay, 9 a.m. And when price is approaching that 9 a.m., we go to the 15-minute time frame to see. Okay, so this one was 7, 8. Okay. So you can clearly even see that we have this 1 hour FEG over here that 9:30 can manipulate into. On the 15 minutes, is there any smooth edges? I can't see any smooth edges. Let's just look at the 5 minutes to see if there is some form of smooth edges. So there is no, I can't see any smooth edges over here. Nothing. Do you get it? So maybe this day I'll let it pass. Or if 9:30 manipulates into this FAG, we can expect a distribution down. Let's just see how what 9:30 will do.
Yeah, I took a trade that day.
So you can clearly see it didn't really give me what I wanted
Go
to.
to the wait, go to the 50 minute. Um,
You see, there was
so Go that 15-minute fair value gap. There, that one.
This one.
Not no no the
This one.
one after 9:30. Yeah, yeah, that one. So if you continue playing it out, yeah, I took a trade there from that 15-minute fair
Okay.
value gap.
I wouldn't have.
So I got in on that
Okay, okay, okay. Did you use
because
Ttrades
if you
Fractal
go
model?
to yeah, because that's the 15-minute closure was a C2 closure, and then I got in on that. Look at those lows there. I was targeting those lows.
Yeah, but I don't think this one there was any daily bias you could have used to trade this.
I mean, it was the 15-minute time frame, so and I
Okay,
entered on
okay,
the 1 minute time frame,
okay, okay.
so I don't think it like
But then you know it would have been best if there is a smooth edge that it can manipulate to target, just like this example. Do you get it?
yeah, but I think there were equal lows. I think they were quite equal lows, so that's why I was thinking that 15
Those,
minute fair
I'm
value
talking
gap
about
should hold.
those equal lows, like current equal lows. I think the equal lows you are talking about were old equal lows somewhere. Now we don't want to do that. You see how just focus on this example. So maybe you took that trade, you won. Sometimes you take a trade and then you win. It doesn't mean you were correct, right? If you look at this example, you can clearly see that if I'm to even switch on my section indicator, you can see that all this was within, and this was A plus because the Asia section was part of those smooth edges. And you can see that immediately we had that 930 manipulation, we had the distribution. But what you are talking about, even at that 930 open, right? Before 930 even opened, without we even using bias, there was no smooth edge that a 930 will manipulate to target. Nothing over here. Because initially we have this higher time frame key level we want to get a manipulation into. But there is nothing over here. This is a high resistance liquidity. So there is no way I would have traded this. That is what I'm trying to say. Do you get it?
Okay, I do think the daily bias was quite clear. The daily bias was
The, day,
a C3.
the daily chart wasn't clear because
No, but look at the way Tuesday closed. So
this
Tuesday
one.
closed as a C2 closure. So then I was anticipating a
Oh,
move down
so
on the
if you
Wednesday.
want to use the 1 hour time frame, what you
No,
are
look,
trying to
but look at the daily. That's what I'm saying. Like, go to the daily and look at the way Tuesday closes. See,
Tuesday closed,
like
right?
it
Tuesday closed, form it. What key level is here? Nothing. Because even if you look at the overall charts, we are kind of bullish over here. We respected this bullish FEG over here. We went up and closed over this. So even if we are to even use daily bias, initially when I saw the price action, I told you that there is no way I would have been able to trade this because I would have expected price to come to this CISD over here and then frame and trade off it. In this way that you are selling, there is nothing over here that is supporting price.
I mean
Yes.
it took the weekly high. So it took the last week's high and then it closed below it. So that's what I was thinking as well.
Well, I wouldn't have traded it. So I just don't know. But there is
Yeah.
the daily chart was just messy for me. There is no way I would have traded this. So we have been this favor without kind of disrespecting it, but we went out. There is no that is why I said that even without your bias, I just take into 930 manipulation. I wouldn't have traded that. But there was no it worked for you all right, but I wouldn't have traded that. That is me. So I have to tell you the truth. I wouldn't have traded that. So so without you even looking at the daily, but the daily time frame was missing. Before 930 was even approaching, you can clearly see that we have this consolidated and kind of equal lows over here. Do you see it? So in this situation, we can expect the 930 to manipulate, and then we find our entry on the 1 minute time frame to target those smooth edges, you know. And you shouldn't always wait. You can take your profit as price is coming down. Let's look at it correlated per if there is no SMT at those lows. So where is that low? This one. So there is no SMT. Okay. So that means that we can focus on that. Now, 9:30 is here. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame to see. Is there any higher time frame level that can help us? That can help us get to that. Oh, did it move forward? Oh, so 1 hour. You can see that we are taking some liquidity over here. And the 9 a.m. candle open. Okay. So where is 9:30? Let's go to the 1 minute and see 9:30. So 9:30 opened over here. You kind of messy price action over here. And then we had that manipulation up here, and then we are coming down. Let's see how it would have delivered. For when 9:30 open, let's see. Let's just see. Let's just look at this. Went up to way down the liquidity. Let's see. 10 a.m. open. Where is this percentage? Let's visualize this on the 15-minute time. Let's see. There was some, okay. There was this kind of smooth edge over here too. Okay. So 9:30 opened, went up, came down, and we took liquidity, this liquidity. This is how I want to explain something to you. Now for this one, there was no entry provided, right? I wanted to get SMT, but I didn't get SMT. The thing is, when 9:30 opens, you want it to take a 15 minutes, even if it's a tag, a fair value gap or whatever, you want it to take a 15 minutes liquidity level so that you can target the next liquidity level. Over here, was this a swing high? Let's look at a correlated pair to see. Maybe there was some kind of swing high over here. Where was it? Okay, that was this one. Was there some swing high? No, this wasn't this one. This one was limited. Let's look at S&P 500. Oh, that was S&P 500. And US 30. Well, so there wouldn't have been an entry that day too. The only entry you'd have gotten would be this one, right? And then as we are taking that, that would be the easiest liquidity over here. That would be the initial target. That would be our first target. And then if you want to take a crazy trade, you can wait for it to come for this smooth edges too, right? But let's say you want to take your entry on the 1 minute time frame. As we took that 15-minute swing high, okay. So immediately we took that 15-minute swing high. Then you can look for an entry on the 1 minute time frame. We form our CISD over here. You could have positioned yourself around this area, maybe place your stop loss over here. place your stop loss on top here, and then target all the way down to that smooth edges. That would be a crazy trade, but you should be taking partials as the market is moving. So let's even see if we were to do that, what will happen. Now let's place it on the 5 minutes. You can also take entries on the 5 minute time frame. When we took that, we came down, we closed over this. It was kind of messy or something, but we definitely know you should go for that smooth edge. So let's say that you didn't took an entry on the 5 minutes. You place your entry over here. You took your partials over there, and then let's say you're targeting all the way down to those smooth edges where the Asia section is part of it. And you can clearly see that it's a market structure that is taking place where we have consolidation, consolidate, accumulation, accumulation, accumulation. We have a market structure shift and we distribute that. So let's see if market can get there. This is a crazy trade. Okay. So the next day opening, let's see if it will definitely come from a smooth edge. We might also get a 930 manipulation up also. So even if you take your partial here and you don't want to go throughout, you can wait for the next day, your 930 manipulation. And then did it get tagged? So 930 manipulated. So, and that one too, was there any smooth edges around that place? Okay, this was kind of smooth edges over there. We will look at that, but let's see. The market didn't get there. And then maybe Friday ended. Let's see. So it ended over there. And I think maybe it will continue to come and take that smooth edges. But let's say that that next day you took your profit all here and then you waited for the next day. And for the next day, looking at this 15 minutes, 930 manipulated, took a 15-minute high and then distributed down. And then we had some kind of smooth edges over here, this kind of smooth edge over here, this kind of equal lows. The market just came down to it. And then finally got close to those smooth edges that it failed to come for. So Monday, this coming week, you can clearly see that the market might consolidate over here, produce some form of smooth edges over here, some kind of consolidation over here, and then move up to maybe manipulate this and then distribute down to come for those smooth edges. So even without bias, without you stressing yourself to use Ttrades Fractal model, you can rely on this 930 manipulation each and every day. You just want to get your smooth edges. Did I really record this thing? Yeah. You can get your smooth edges and then you target them, right? And then you can use Ttrades Fractal model on pairs like gold and other pairs. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But you should always look at the economic calendar, especially on days with NFP. The market is always messy. So over here, we can clearly see that we've gotten our Ttrades Fractal model. We are getting our candle 2 closure. But you go to the 4-hour time frame, you want to also see, as this, like how I just explained in my free book today, as this daily FEG has been tagged, without you, and then you've gotten your candle closure, you can go to the 4-hour time frame and you want to get a FEG, and you can clearly see that we are not getting any FEG over here. Maybe the third candle might open and then maybe come up this way and form FEG. And then later on, within kill zone, it will come down this way and then move. That's it will form that candle closure. That will be C1, C2. Then it will move to target these liquidity over here, right? Yeah, so is there any question on indices? Since you're an indices trader, is there any
Yeah.
question? So, if I'm to simplify everything, just smooth edge, and then you wait for 930 manipulation, and then you target those smooth edges. Yeah, is there any question?
Um, no. Do you ever trade the PM session as well as like New York Open?
Do I have what?
Like, do you ever trade the PM session? Like after like 1:30 p.m. New York time.
Definitely, if 930 manipulates, 10 a.m. is going to distribute. That is it. Do you get it? But you should always also make sure that, for example, when the landing section expand, right? When the landing section expand, then you shouldn't expect the New York to expand. And that's the main reason why this New York session didn't expand. And the reason why this New York session expanded so much is because this landing section didn't expand. So you should always look at those sections too. You know, the reason why this New York section expanded so much is because this landing failed to expand, right? But you can also use Ttrades fractal model on it, right? Even some people, like how you traded it initially, some people also will draw their 930 opening and then spot a key level. And then when they get that key level, like how you traded it, they position themselves over there, right? And then they target liquidity. So if you are moving from this FEG, the first level of liquidity to target might be this. And then if price is willing to continue to go down, the next liquidity might be this one. But nothing beats smooth edges, right? So you should always put that in your mind. Uh, yeah, PC is slow. Yeah, so is there any other question?
No. No.
Okay, so I'll send you the recorded video very soon. And
Okay.
I will see Monday. You should live trade on Monday on this indices point together.
Yeah. Is Monday a bank holiday?
Monday,
I think it's a bank holiday in the US, so it might not be that good.
okay.
Liquidity might be low.
It all depends if you
It's
get a
Martin Luther King Day.
okay. I don't get what
So
you're trying to say,
yeah.
so kindly test me and tell me on
Okay, yeah,
Telegram.
well, okay.